This is Sybert signing in to Red Alert 3 on the map Carville for a 2v2v2, and this one is going to get a little bit weird. Making up our first team, the Red Allies player. This is Blue Starlight, which, yes, Blue Starlight playing red, whatever. His teammate down here is the Green Empire. This is InBetween. Now making up team number 2, moving their MCV, this is the Cyan Allies Beats, teamed up with the yellow Soviet DillPickle. Now our other team on the right side of the map as the Purple Empire, this is TheWhistler. And their ally as the Blue Soviets, this is COVID-19. So you can tell this game was played recently, for all of those of you who care about how long ago a replay was played. This one was recent, and of course you can tell by one of the novelty names that this guy has. A 2v2v2 on Carville, and I feel like most of the time that I've seen a 2v2, it's these two guys in the middle, and then these ones down here on the bottom, and then the two on the right. But in this particular case, we have red and green versus cyan and yellow versus blue and purple, which I just realized COVID-19 has been defeated. So this is actually not a 2v2v2. This is a 2v2v1, but obviously where... Wow. So COVID-19 out and about. He's having a rough day. He's in quarantine himself, you could say. But I'm sure he'll be all right. Wow, Beats and DillPickle, they're bringing it quick and fast. They're bringing it hard and heavy, as they say. And these engineers are going to get shut down. They're going to get shot by this Imperial Warrior, or perhaps run over by this Dojo Core. Yep, gets the kill on that engineer. So a nice little job there, cleaning up those engineers, dealing with that potential problem. Alright, so this game is already off to a weird start, and it is just going to get weirder, or more weird, depending on how you want to say that. We got to keep our energy high for TheWhistler, who's already going to be taking a refinery over here. I guess that was his third refinery. I believe he opened 3 ref. Which is pretty common in like team games for an Empire player. They almost always open 3 ref. It's relatively safe, and unless you know someone's going to be real aggressive with something, or you yourself are planning on being real aggressive, it's almost always a good idea. Hit that 3 ref, get it going early. Most people in team games are looking to get their economy big and rolling. Going for the bridge, going to try and kill these units as they are actually on the bridge, but they're not going to quite get it. TheWhistler forced back by Red Blue Starlight. DillPickle keeping an eye on Red Blue, as Red has moved his MCV over here so his Blue Starlight Peacekeepers can start dealing with these Tengus. One of them is going to transform away. A second one does escape, and these are just free kills with no real damage in return. Yeah, he's damaging some of these Tengus. And I mean, you know, good on Blue Starlight. He's doing what he can to transform some of these guys into that shield mode so that the rest of them can do their full damage, and then we can all move along and have a happy life. But in this case, the Peacekeepers won out against the Tengus. They all had to transform and go get repairs, but I'm sure they will be able to deal with this. Crane got dropped in the main base of TheWhistler, and he's going to try and save it as all of them transform into that Peacekeeper shield mode. So the right shields are going to keep them alive for a little bit longer. Dojo set up by TheWhistler. It's going to get pressured by InBetween. He and Blue Starlight working on purple by themselves. Going to let DillPickle and Beats just have some free time to build up, tech up, and expand. And then it looks like Beats is finally going to be kicking the last of those garrisons out of this game. Crane did survive, so that is good for TheWhistler. He's got options. He's got the options of both tech trees. He's got access to everything. And, ooh, a sudden transport sneaking their way in between, catching one refinery, but it looks like he will be able to kill it because everything from the Whistler has been eliminated. This refinery goes down before the walls finish. These other walls are not long for this world, but a lot of Tengus going to show up for the reinforcements. They're going to show up to avenge that refinery, and they're going to get the kill on basically everything, leaving 2 in the sky to clean up the Tengus that had transformed to get away. And that refinery is at half health, and that works just as well as anything else. Gonna be dropping a reactor. Could also, you know, drop like a sentry gun or something, maybe even a flak cannon as well. But that's just kind of funny, seeing a Purple Empire player dropping a reactor next to his ore refiners. And actually, going to be able to make use of that build radius, so a good move there, dropping that reactor to get the build radius he needs to get the ore refinery up. It's going to be cheaper than setting up those Empire expansions. 3 Tengus may barely get the kill on this Harvester. They send it into that high damage mode, making it move more slowly before they all get eliminated. And in between, has to get on out of here. He's going to get caught, it looks like, by a couple of these Tengus, but no. They trade some shots, and for now, In Between will escape, although he's going deeper into enemy territory, which is not necessarily good for him. 1 Yari mini-sub from the Whistler going to be picking a fight with Blue Starlight and In Between out on the water. Tengu's transformed. They're looking for the kill of this Harvester, looking for a little bit of harassment. And In Between, I guess he's going to be happy to trade out some of these Tengus, as long as he still has an ally. I guess he views this as like good damage to do to the Whistler. Riptide's going to start tearing into this upgraded Imperial Docks, so unfortunately for the Whistler, he did spend that money to get that Imperial Docks upgraded, and then he's not going to get a lot of value out of it. He has been able to push all of the Tengus out of his base, a little bit of damage done by them, but not too much, all things considered. And then Imperial Docks is definitely going to go down as the Yari mini-subs add their little bit of DPS to that attack as well. There's one Tengu, if he transforms, he dies. If he doesn't transform, he dies. Almost gets the kill on that ore refinery, but it does survive. The bridge gets destroyed, and these aircraft carriers for Beats are going to move on through. Looks like they're going to start putting the pressure. That sudden transport from In Between, still hiding as a purple ore collector. But Beats is going to start putting the pressure on In Between, and then he could decide to turn himself over to attacking these refineries of Blue Starlight. The Whistler putting some pressure out. So actually getting pressured from 2 sides is In Between. He probably doesn't like being caught in between these 2 attacks. You guys knew that the puns were going to be coming out at some point with as many weird names as this game has. Looks like 2 refineries will end up going down. This one and this one should be eliminated as he sends his last bombing run. This is enough Yari mini-subs to potentially send this attack packing. Nice EMP locks down both of those Yaris. He gets the refinery, which means he can now focus his time on just killing these Yaris. I think they got EMP'd at the surface, so yeah, they can be actually attacked, so that's great for Beats. I almost called him DillPickle, but that's his ally. Chopper VX does go down, trades it out for a Tengu. And In Between, I don't know that he needs to be giving away any more units. He probably needs to be a little bit more precious with those nice EMP from Beats. He's getting the lockdown on those Riptides, but he's going to have to pull away as more reinforcements show up for In Between. He's got those Yaris on count, and he is heading them into that fight. Capture this oil derrick did the Whistler, which is going to be nice for him over the course of this game. And 1 Dolphin going to be heading in, another Dolphin here as well, but they're going to get cleaned up by DillPickle's Twin Blades. The MiGs keeping a watch in the sky, and actually, all things considered, so Blue Starlight sells his MCV. He's going to be going for the cap. You know, he was probably caught a little bit more than he would have liked, but the Twin Blades are going to get the kill on the Engineer just barely after a bombing run returns from knocking out this refinery. So Blue Starlight, he's forced over into this corner. He does still not have this refinery, so that also got cleaned up. He's sold off pretty much everything else. He's got a naval yard down on the water, which is producing hydrofoils right now, and he may Oh, wait, he sold his MCV, so he has got nothing. He may decide to rebuild his MCV, but for now, he's dropped a multi-gunner turret in his ally's base, and he doesn't have a whole lot else going on for him. This one Riptide does finally go down. Beats is able to eliminate it, and it's just a lot of barracks units and hydrofoils for now for Blue Starlight. Eventually, he may want to get an MCV, build that refinery, and then potentially even try and take this refinery if Whistler hasn't gone for it already. We've got the Proton Collider out here, and in between brings the Tank Buster surprise, but it doesn't get anywhere. He isn't actually able to kill anything with it. One Tengu heading out for the Whistler, while a whole bunch of MiGs are running defense for these Twin Blades. DillPickle thinks a lot like me. If I could just build Twin Blades all day long, I would. I like that they fly. You know, you can run over any terrain. You don't have to worry about water or ground, any of that kind of nonsense. Their rockets look great, but you have to keep them protected, and they're so fragile. Tengu's going to be able to pick one off in these Striker VXs, meaning the MiGs versus the Tengus is not a battle that is going to come out in favor of DillPickle, although right now those MiGs are engaging nowhere near the Striker VXs, so they're able to get a couple of easy kills before the Tengus transform and the MiGs head on home. Laser lock on DillPickle's refinery, so Blue Starlight bringing the pain, bringing the damage, kids both of the refineries down, so cuts off a little bit of the eco there. Is also going to get this flak cannon. That's not a big deal now that the refineries are down, but of course he's going to have to probably rebuild those flak cannons if he wants to safely reestablish that economy. Sentry bombers going down as they clear out Blue Starlight's red refinery and sending his javelin troopers into the civ structure. Could try and put a little bit of damage onto this ore refinery before it gets established. Maybe it's just barely out of range. It looked like the range was good enough. A lot of hydrofoils going to be here. They're running point on the defense for Blue Starlight. And it's so weird, I keep forgetting that Blue Starlight is allied with InBetween, so actually they could sandwich this base and do a lot of damage to it. Aircraft carriers getting a bombing run off on these hydrofoils, but really they're just here to push that attack away, and the Whistler has set himself up in the top left-hand corner of the map. He's going to have 4 refineries up there pretty darn soon, and he's got 3 oil derricks already. So that's going to add up to a lot of money over the course of this game. The longer this goes on, the longer he's allowed to just have all of those oil derricks under his control, the happier he is going to be. Free money, always nice. More refineries coming up for InBetween. It looks like he's back up to those 4. He did take some damage from Beats earlier on, if you guys remember those aircraft carriers from back in the day, but at the current time, he's again been able to re-expand, and Beats is not putting too much pressure on InBetween. Trading out buildings a little bit there as they're just looking at each other right now, shooting each other with their I-beams. There's a big transform of the choppers, which means these MiGs are going down in record numbers. Now going to try and chase the Twin Blades away. Hydrofoils are going to provide the defense against those Tengus, and I assume the Tengus are going to go for a big transformer. Maybe he's going to wait for the chopper VXs. Oh, that EMP barely misses everything as Beats tries the EMP twice. It whiffs twice, and now he can turn around. Whistler can turn around and deal with this ore refinery. While out on the water, a cryo shot is going to fire off. Blue Starlight may get caught a little bit here. The hydrofoils are getting caught. It looks like he lost another refinery, which is very unfortunate for him. He's been low eco pretty much this entire game. And trying to re-expand over here, I don't know that it will be successful. Hydrofoils weapon jamming almost each other, but weapon jamming each other's friends as the MCV also goes down. So, I'm not sure whose MCV that was. If that was DillPickle's MCV, I think. Although it may have been the MCV that Beats captured. So it looks like that finally got eliminated. That was originally COVID-19's MCV way long ago. Aircraft carriers have retreated, although they killed that refinery, and no MCV means no new refineries. So I'm guessing he's... Blue Starlight might just be out of this. Get the kill on the barracks, get the kill on that refinery that was there. at some point. Another laser lock. DillPickle taking some damage. Blue Starlight, he's got the infantry, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He might be forced to just kind of sell off everything else. Okay, so I guess he lost the barracks as well, which means not a good time to be Blue Starlight. Chopper VXs and Tengus, a huge engagement. Wave Force Artillery doing some damage on the ground, but these MiGs are eventually going to be shredded by the overwhelming Tengu numbers, but it's going to be so close as these heroic MiGs are chewing through so many Tengus. So many deaths, so many kills as 12 MiGs eventually do go down there, handing off some heroic status to InBetween's Tengus, and this is just units into the maw of death as these Tengus eliminate absolutely everything that they possibly can. Hydrofoils from Beats are going to be giving some protection to DillPickle's forces and allowing them to escape. The Twin Blades hovering over the Assault Destroyers, being protected by the Hydrofoils. More Tengus out on the field into the low power mode is DillPickle, finally getting himself back up and running. Big transform onto this airfield, and the Cryo Shot is going to force these guys away. 2 Tengus show up, but this is a heroic MiG. It makes quick work of them. Now the Twin Blades show up, trying to do a little bit of damage if they can, but the honorable discharge means that it's more trouble than it is necessarily worth. There's an EMP, completely whiffs, ends up locking down a barracks and not much else. It's a flak cannon and a Tesla coil going to be coming down here, as InBetween is bleeding off more and more forces, but he is still in this game, building himself another refinery. He has really been expanding like crazy a little bit here. Could be trying to take this expansion here. Still got 25,000 credits in that refinery. And TheWhistler, he's just been kind of hanging out by himself. He's got those 2 mecha bays. He's had them cranking for a long, long time. He could upgrade them to Tier 3, but for now, he just does not want to. Hydrofoil is going to be keeping those Tengus away. And look at that. It's a Tanya out on the field. Beats is doing what he can to clean up these expansions with his Tanya. TheWhistler carefully expanding with those Soviet expansions, but it looks like Tanya is going to end up going down. The Riptide gets eliminated, Tanya with it, handing off heroic status to one of those Tengus. A lucky Tengu with a lucky kill. May have to go ahead and rebuild that Sputnik so we can go ahead and re-expand out there. Building walls, flak cannons, Tesla coils. This is going to become a hard base to crack, and there's still 18 plus 19, 37,000 credits left here. Balloon bombs going to be coming down directly on those base defenses. Not enough to really crack anything. Could be satellites coming down on top of that. I guess not. Satellite coming on over there. I guess it's nothing coming in here for InBetween. MiGs are here to once again contest with the Tengus. I'm not sure who's going to come out ahead in this victory right now. It looks like the Tengus are shredding these MiGs, and pretty much all of the MiGs have fell. There's the EMP on the ground with the Cryo Shot to finish things off. And can there actually be a bombing run on those Wave Force Artillery? Because as of right now, they're frozen, but nothing is going to kill them. DillPickle getting pressured. There's the bombing run. Going to be able to eliminate one of the Wave Force Artillery, but the other 2 do survive, at least for now. These base defenses going down, and, well, they're just in the low power mode, really. That one Wave Force Artillery frozen, and it will not escape. It breaks apart into little pieces there. And you think he's going to try and go for, well, either the reactor or try and go for this battle lab. Try and cut off the tech of DillPickle. Big swarm of Tengus heading back up north for TheWhistler. InBetween putting a little bit of pressure on this aircraft carrier, but his one heroic Tengu is not going to be enough to really do anything here. Tesla coil did get eliminated, it looks like, and the Bears are going to be able to deal with these tank busters. So too bad for the tank busters. Lots of walls being sold off by DillPickle. Huge cloud of Tengus, and then another cloud of Tengus over here with a couple of Strikers as well. Still producing, actually producing nothing from that second mecha bay, so I don't know if he just doesn't have the economy or he didn't realize that he doesn't have anything queued up there. So does want to go ahead and start producing from that if you have it. If you're not going to produce from it, you might as well get rid of it. This Wave Force Artillery is going to slowly start working away at all these infantry. He didn't fire off early, so he just charged up way more than he really needed to be able to kill off that conscript. Sharking around the map. Whistler looking for a fight. No one really wants to fight with him, not at the current moment. And yeah, still nothing really going on for Blue Starlight. I'm surprised he hasn't sold off everything to try and pump out anything out of that naval yard. I mean, I guess if you want to keep the multi-gunner turrets. Oh, Tanya up in the top right-hand corner of the map, going to be getting the explosion on a couple of things before getting eliminated. And there is the Proton Collider to help finish this stuff off. Cleans up a refinery, does some massive damage to a mecha bay, but the army largely escapes relatively unscathed. There's another reactor. The crane did survive for the Whistler. And even if the Whistler lost his MCV, he's got 2 mecha bays and a docks, so he can go ahead and rebuild that MCV any which way he wants. Could also build a Soviet MCV, I mean, if he really wanted to. I don't know that there's any real purpose for that at the current moment. DillPickle, he's got his own MCV on this middle island. And Beats, he's doing all right. He's got his Chronosphere cranking. He's got his Proton Collider active. They're both feeling good about themselves. Could go ahead and start eliminating some of this economy for InBetween, trying to take out refineries, trying to take out oil derricks, really anything that is annoying and needs to be dealt with. InBetween and Blue Starlight, they're still in this, but they do not seem like the strongest ones in this game. The Whistler could deal with InBetween and Blue Starlight, I think, himself, especially with all these Shogun battleships. I assume that's what he's about to do. He's going to take down that seaport, and then I assume just start going for the other buildings, although he may not realize how bad of a position Blue Starlight is actually in. Bombs have been avoided from the high ground InBetween, with the tank busters trying to slice through those ships out on the water. Shogun battleships going to be firing off big volleys at everything that they can. A King Oni goes down InBetween, spending money on those King Onis, but getting nothing for it. Sea Wings in the water, waiting for the transform order or the ability to just go ahead, shoot some stuff out of the sky. Another King Oni. This many Tengus could just transform and deal with it. This King Oni, the product of a bad waypoint. He was told to go over there and wait, and so these King Onis are just marching their way into their death. Very unfortunate of InBetween that he produced 3 King Onis and has basically nothing to show for it. Slowly but surely, the economy of InBetween is being whittled away, and at this point, that's okay because he wasn't doing all that much with that economy. This is so many Tengus. The Ski Wings are not here to be able to assist, but he doesn't even need it. The Whistler able to clear the skies. So many Tengus going down. InBetween has been defeated. He gives all of his worldly possessions over to Blue Starlight, who finally has a production facility other than a naval yard, but will he be able to do anything with it? Packs up the MCV and is going to try and get out of dodge. Was that 3 mecha bays that he has? Surely InBetween did not have the economy to be able to produce off of all of that. Satellites, wow. Slamming that X key, trying to get these guys out of the way. Not actually going to be able to do it, but they do finally turn around. The signal satellites giving them enough time to get out of the way. And the Sea Wings down on the ocean floor going to be okay. This is not a lot of MiGs, but it's not enough versus all of these Tengus, plus the Striker VXs on the ground. Another hit squad by DillPickle, absolutely annihilated by the Whistler. Which sounds like either the name of like an 1840 serial killer who's always characterized as whistling before he eliminates people, or he sounds like some kind of a wrestler on like a B-tier list. But the Whistler is coming for you. Tanya is going to get the kill on that dojo, but not a whole lot else at the current moment. 1 hydrofoil for Blue Starlight does go down. His red unit falling to the ground, and he's got a chance. Man, he's like set up units all over the place. He's kind of given up on trying to take down DillPickle's big island fortress, but he's got all of these units stuck on patrol, like they're guarding you know, the Cliffs of Dover or something from the invasion. Well, what was InBetween's refinery and is now Blue Starlight's refinery goes down to the Shogun battleships, and Blue Starlight's King Oni finally deals with that oil derrick. There are still 2 that exist, and the King Oni's run expires just before he actually hits that Sputnik's outpost. All right, the Whistler is the one to beat with a minute left on the clock for both the Chronosphere and the Proton Collider. We'll have to see if there's some kind of combo move DillPickle and Beats can put on. Big sentry bombing run over on the right side of the map here. And the MiGs choosing not to engage just yet. They're going to have a hard time contending with so many Tengus. Splitting between the 2 refineries, going to be able to take them out, no problem. Still doesn't hit the Crusher Crane. Might actually be the better target, all things considered. Hit the Crusher Crane and one of the refineries, King Oni, killing off some of the Whistler's ore collectors. But that one single Twin Blade will be able to deal with it, or Chopper VX rather. These MiGs completely surrounded and eliminated so many Tengus by the Whistler. He doesn't care about inefficient trades. He's been rich since day 1 on this map. And for now, he's going to pull off to the north. Going to be able to hide away up there. The Whistler, he's almost pushed Blue Starlight out of this game, but Blue Starlight is hanging on in the corner of the map. If he realized that this little cloud of Tengus was all that really stood in the way between the Whistler and victory, he could easily just take out those Tengus and then just eliminate Blue Starlight, especially with the transform of the Striker VXs. Just transform the Striker VXs, keep them on the floor. Engage all of these Tengus with your Tengu crowd. Oh, he just transformed, so there's an opportunity for Blue Starlight to get some kills here. There's the turnaround, there's the transform, and goodbye, Blue Starlight. His entire army gets wasted. Shogun battleships going to be driving down this lane. That 4 of them do get EMP'd, but the MiGs and the Twin Blades get cleared out of the sky. Aircraft carriers going for the bombing run. It's not going to be enough to stop this, and Proton Collider could fire off and clear out a huge chunk of this army. DillPickle also dropping a vacuum imploder a few seconds ago. Big damage being dealt by all of this naval artillery for both teams. The Whistler trying to push down here. Cryogeddon fires off directly on top of all of his Shogun battleships. 2 of these are going to get frozen, maybe even the 3rd and the 4th. Yes, 3, 4 do get frozen. Big radius, and the Sentry Bombers will finish off these last Shogun battleships. 1 heroic and 1 just regular. The Tengus pulled back. They were not protecting their Shogun friends, and as a result, both of these Sentry Bombers will be able to escape. One of them, heroic, able to just get on out of there. And the Whistler, he's been beaten back for now. Again, he could just go and kill Blue Starlight. It actually wouldn't be all that difficult. Blue Starlight, I think he's going to try something a little bit sneaky. He's still got his MCV, but that sudden transport, I assume it's got an engineer or 2 inside of it, and he's going to go for some caps. Bears and Peacekeepers fighting in the middle of the map. DillPickle looking for greener pastures. Still got 3 grand, 15 grand in those 2 ore nodes, so a total of 18 grand. That is some good harvesting if you can get it. One Tengu going for vision, could be trying to drop some kind of one-click over here. That's a sudden transport. There's the engineer going to be hopping out and grabbing one of these refineries most likely. I don't know if he's trying to wait for the harvester to be in there. Nope, he missed it. So if you get the timing right, you actually get the harvester as well. The engineer escapes into the sudden transport. 1 harvester, and now a big Tengu cloud is here. Sentry bombing run going to be coming in. Drops the bomb on that refinery. Finally gets the Crusher Crane. No, he doesn't. he actually doesn't get the Crusher Crane. DillPickle going to be calling in Delta Airstrike, or the Desolator Airstrike, and some satellites on top of this building. And those infantry all going down. The refinery does manage to survive. The reactor next to it does go down. This is so many MiGs. Is this now 16 MiGs? Maybe even 20. Holy cow, 24 MiGs. 6 airfields full of MiGs. Going to be getting some repairs from that Crusher Crane before they go into battle. It's so funny that Blue Starlight is still in this because he is by far... Never mind, I was going to say he is by far the weakest, but he is by far eliminated. And now it comes down to TheWhistler versus Beats and DillPickle. A 2v1. The guy who was on his own from the earliest point in this game has survived to be a powerhouse this late in the series. A psionic decimator also out on the field for TheWhistler. And big, slow swings are what we're looking for. There's the transform. The MiGs are going to take a lot of damage. A couple of them do go down. He could press the issue here as a Cryogeddon fires off, but these Twin Blades are all but sacrificed as the MiGs start carving away at these Tengu numbers. It's not going to be enough. There's the transform. Seemingly, the Striker VXs could get some free kills here as they take down one more MiG, but this MCV is going to pack up. He needs to get his Tengus out of there so they don't get crushed, but still focus on the kill. There's a Proton Collider firing off, trying to save the MCV, I guess, as DillPickle calls in the artillery almost on top of his own stuff. And Beats going to be unable to save that MCV anyways. The army largely escapes, although the refineries from DillPickle also do survive that engagement. Even the harvesters still harvesting away, despite the fact that there is a heroic Striker VX right there and a Tesla coil going down. The strength in static defenses for DillPickle, which I assume... Shogun battleships, can they not shoot this far inland? Yeah, no, surely they can get that far from, like, here or something. So I don't know where the Shogun battleships... They're over here. Did he only... Oh, no, he's got 4, so he did rebuild a decent number of them. But I was like, did he only rebuild 2 of them? And now DillPickle and Beats... I'm not sure, because... Are they going to be able to strike out and be able to, like, push forward and win? They can definitely use the Chronosphere to, Ooh, he actually used it over here. He's going to take down the Psionic Decimator. A great move. Uses Tanya to get the quick kill there before the Tengus show up to kill her off. She is not going to be able to escape. She may be able to get one more building, but once more of these Tengus transform, she is dead for sure. Nope, the Terror Drone gets the kill there. Great use of the transform there. And, I don't know where the vacuum imploder went off at. Anyways, big cloud of Tengus. A couple of Chopper VXs as well. Re-expanding is TheWhistler. Still 20,000, 22,000 in those 2 refineries, in those 2 ore nodes. Kind of surprised he hasn't gone for any Wave Force artillery. No King Onis on land, which, you know, the combination of Striker VXs and Tengus in the sky that he already has, beefed up with the ground army of King Onis and Wave Force artillery, could allow him to carve a path straight through to the heart of this base. How many MiGs has DillPickle built? That is the question that I would like answered. The trouble with this fortress is you've got EMPs and a potential Cryogeddon from Beats. And that can hit you pretty far. I mean, it can strike all the way to like the edge over here. And actually, if you can catch out this aircraft carrier, that's going to be nice. It might actually be worth sacrificing a couple of those Chopper VXs. I don't know if it would be worth sacrificing all of them, but maybe like one more if he could have gotten the kill. MiGs show up, but they're not going to get any real damage done as the aircraft carrier trying to EMP some of these Strikers. He does grab 2 of them. He also grabs his own ore refinery as balloon bombs are going to get called down upon this ore refinery to eliminate it. One more striker does go down. And the strikers are definitely going to get the kill. The balloon bombs not even really needed for that particular one. Final squadron as well. Wow! The Whistler really wanted to make sure that he got the kill on that refinery. Shogun battleships on the left, Shogun battleships on the right. The Whistler's still pumping out from those dual mecha bays. He has finally upgraded this one, but he's using a tier 3 mecha bay to produce Tengus, which is not, it's not something you need. This MCV from DillPickle is going to get chased around. The Whistler trying to find a way to end this game. MCV still on the run. Trying to find an opening. Vacuum imploder slowly counting down. These tank busters in that building have pretty darn good range. Tanya loading up into another Riptide. Gonna be chronosphered somewhere. Not exactly sure where he is going to be going. Up here into the top left-hand corner, there's Tanya going to be able to clean up this entire little expansion. No, Tanya gets eliminated by that Imperial Warrior almost immediately. Kills one refinery, but it also got sold off, so my gosh, that was not the least effective Tanya I've ever seen, but it was not too far up the list of least effective Tanyas. Right near the bottom or the top, depending on which way you want to say that. And the Ore Collector does get the kill on that Riptide. Oil Derrick gets eliminated there by the Whistler. He's still got his 2 Oil Derricks. I don't know what the number is on how much money he's gotten from just those 2 Oil Derricks. But this is going to be a difficult fight for the Whistler to overcome. These 2 guys in the bottom quarter of the map. DillPickle 5, 6 refineries, and then really just the 2 refineries for Beats. Might get the kill on this Shogun battleship. Building does get eliminated. Shogun battleship doesn't get locked down by the EMP, so it will be able to escape eventually here. Taking a lot of damage from those aircraft drones, and there's the EMP finally going to be firing off. Will actually hit that Shogun battleship, so does lock it in place. Going to try and fire off a couple of bombing runs onto it. On the left side, conscripts versus conscripts. Can the Shogun actually get the kill on this aircraft carrier? I find that unlikely, although these hydrofoils may get into the mix and may kind of force it to back off just by the weapon jammer. Yeah, tried to go for the ramming, but it didn't quite work out. And a different aircraft carrier will get the kill. This guy all the way over there. And in the south, a big Tengu swarm with the choppers. Nope, he's going to turn around. All right, guys. I try not to do this if it's not necessary. Balloon bomb is going to be coming down. Tanya waiting for another chronosphere. And what I try not to do if it's not necessary is fast forward replays. In this particular case, as soon as the proton collider goes off, we are going to fast forward this replay and move things along. It looks like Tanya, and he just used an engineer to heal a power plant. I don't think you need to worry about that much. I don't think it's that big of a deal to have that power plant. Chronosphere is about to fire off again, so we're going to watch Tanya jump into this Riptide, potentially with an engineer. That would be something, you know, use an engineer to try and capture something. like this Crusher Crane. There's this spy sweep reveal, and where's the teleport? Up here into the top side, gonna get one Mecha Bay, maybe both of them, gets the tier 3. Nice there. Nope! Tanya once again eliminated. And Desolator Airstrike on this expansion, on this refinery. And you're gonna be calling down some Magnetic Singularity, actually, on top of those buildings. Can the Riptide actually get the kill on this harvester, or on this refinery, rather? No, the Riptide does not get the kill, so nothing happened. And that is that. Proton Collider fires off, and Psionic Decimator has been rebuilt up here in the north in a pretty easy to attack location. Huge MiG Swarm and Twin Blades going to be coming off and going somewhere. Final Squadron crosses with these Sentry Bombers, and the Final Squadron is going for the Chronosphere. Not enough to really do anything about it. We'll have to see if these MiGs and these Twin Blades are able to do anything up here. They do snipe one Harvester, while Tengu's down here, they got a lot of flak cannons to deal with, but there's plenty of space here. The Chopper VX is a little bit slower than their Tengu friends, but I assume there's going to be a transform or something. Going to start working away at some of this back infrastructure. He's going to get the ore of the oil derrick, so there's that, but not a whole lot else. He's kind of just trapped back here. Iron Curtain also being constructed by DillPickle. He called in the Tank Buster Surprise, but it doesn't really matter. Gets the kill on a reactor. Escapes on out of there. No real ability to do anything. Twin Blade's gonna get the kill on the oil derrick. Big swings of these Tengus. Shoguns doing nothing. Sea Wing's gonna try and do something. Tanya gets the kill on the Psionic Decimator once again. Chopper VXs get the kill on the Riptide, but don't get the kill on Tanya because she's much harder to kill. Sells off. And actually gets the teleport into the building, even though it was sold off. So a little bit of a weird quirk there. That's the thing about conscripts. They are so much worse at killing Tanya than anything than the Imperial Warriors that the Empire has. Nice Magnetic Singularity, Delta Airstrike, Desolator Airstrike going to be coming in there. Gets a kill on a couple of the Tengus. So that was a nice little combo, trying to use all 3 tier 3 1-clicks that the Soviets have. These walls are ridiculous for DillPickle. Proton Collider about to fire off. It looks like the vacuum imploder exploded there. Shogun Battleship's going to be moving on south. A lot of Yari mini-subs going to be running defense for those Shoguns. One of them sacrifices his life. Twin Blade's going to be able to kill one of these Shoguns, and this is so many MiGs. Striker VXs go for the transform, but the MiGs RTB. They're going to get on out of there. Crowdgeddon going to lock down a couple of those Tengus. Looks like the heroic aircraft carrier finally does go down. Some headway made by the Whistler, but not enough. Tengus survive, so no problems there. Shogun Battleship shows up. Desolator Airstrike. Twin Blades, MiGs, and Tengus fighting for the 12th time in the last 10 minutes. Final Squadron going to be coming in. balloon bombs as well, magnetic or chrono rift used to hold this stuff in place and take no damage from these one clicks. So nice job there. Yari mini subs are going to be able to eliminate that aircraft carrier. They get the kill right there. Engineers and Tanya hanging out near here. There's a Riptide for the Tanya. Could force him to sell off a Mecha Bay. That would be something. Twin Blades get eliminated. Their MiG buddies are nowhere to be found. Tanya in the north gets the MCV. That's nice. Gets the refineries as well. Gets both of the harvesters for the quick kills. So nice job by Tanya. Isn't going to be able to stand up against those. Ooh, actually, wow, a great precision bomber there. And the Riptide gets the last kill. So Tanya actually does escape. One of the few times Magnetic Singularity called down onto the Shogun battleships to hold it in place while satellites rain down from above. And that's not a kill, but the V4 gets it. V4 on the high ground. Nice move there by DillPickle. Sea-Wing almost gets eliminated, and it looks like... oh, the Sing-Wing must have got the kill on the Riptide with the Tanya. This ore refinery is not long for this world as that V4 finishes it off, and it looks like the Whistler is slowly but surely being whittled down to nothing. Iron Curtain also ready, so could make some stuff invulnerable, or kill some infantry, you know, whatever. It's single wave force artillery. Gets eliminated by those Twin Blades. The MiGs are here, but they're relatively uncontested. Just a couple of Chopper VXs on the ground, which, yeah, Chopper VXs will make short work of air units. Yari Minisub's going to sacrifice themselves to be able to kill those hydrofoils, and then this aircraft carrier, they don't actually need to sacrifice themselves anymore to be able to eliminate this stuff. One of those Yaris is heroic, throwing out those bright torpedoes. Going to be able to kill that aircraft carrier, no problem. I wonder if DillPickle, well, Beats grabbed those strikers, and that is it. The Whistler has been defeated. I was just wondering if DillPickle had finally realized that he could build stuff other than aircraft. But the answer is he knows how to build a couple of V4s, and that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that 2v2. A ton of action. A little bit slow near the end there, but still, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.